Title: Whispers of the Wind by Wisdom Chronicles. In the late 18th century, a Caribbean port town, nestled like a colourful gem against the azure backdrop of the sea, hummed with life. Its streets, lined with buildings painted in hues of sunbaked ochre and seafoam green, echoed with the sounds of different languages, melding together like a symphony of human existence. It was a place where the air was thick with the scent of spices and rum, and the rhythms of calypso music danced through the air like mischievous spirits. Amidst this vibrant tapestry of cultures, there lived a young artisan named Isandro. With skin kissed by the sun and eyes as deep as the Caribbean waters, Isandro was a sculptor of wood, shaping his dreams and aspirations into the intricate carvings that adorned the town's homes and ships. His hands, roughened by his craft, were a testament to his dedication. Yet his heart yearned for something beyond the confines of his workshop and the town that had cradled him since birth. Isandro's world was a melange of influences, African, European, and indigenous, each leaving its imprint on his soul. He grew up listening to tales of pirates and privateers, stories that filled his nights with dreams of adventure and freedom. The sea, ever present, whispered promises of unknown lands and untold stories, but it also roared of danger and unpredictability. The town was a hub of commerce, where merchant ships brought goods from distant lands, but it was also a stage for the harsh realities of colonial rule and the inhumane chapters of the Atlantic slave trade. Isandro's interactions with people from various strata of society, from colonial powers to slaves who toiled under the unforgiving sun, painted a complex picture of human nature in his mind. Each day, as he walked to his workshop, Isandro passed the bustling docks. He would often pause to watch the ships, their sails billowing like the wings of giant seabirds, and imagine himself aboard one, sailing to places his feet had never tread. However, the sight of shackled men and women being herded onto ships bound for plantations shattered his reverie, reminding him of the cruel chains that bound so many in this world. The tropical climate, with its warm, sunny days and sudden brief rain showers, mirrored Isandro's emotional landscape, bright and hopeful at moments, dark and tumultuous at others. Humid nights, illuminated by the glow of lanterns, often found him walking along the shore, where the salty sea breeze whispered secrets and the sound of waves and seagulls formed a chorus that spoke to his soul. Despite the vibrancy and life that the town exuded, there was an undercurrent of conflict and exploitation. The desire for a life of adventure and freedom that burned in Isandro's heart was constantly at odds with the reality of a society stratified by colonial powers, merchants, slaves, and free citizens. The technology of the era, sailing ships, basic firearms, and the emerging stirrings of the Industrial Revolution were both tools of progress and instruments of control. In this setting, Isandro's daily life was a dance of contrasts. He worked in his workshop, carving intricate designs into wood, each stroke of his chisel a small act of rebellion against the forces that sought to define his destiny. He frequented the markets, where the taste of fresh seafood and the sight of exotic fruits were a balm to his restless spirit. Rumors of pirate raids and rebellions were like gusts of wind, stirring the embers of discontent and hope in Isandro's heart. The local flora and fauna palm trees swaying in the breeze, colourful parrots squawking in the trees, and the ever-present sight of the Caribbean Sea were constant reminders of the natural beauty and freedom that existed beyond the man-made boundaries of his world. One evening, as Isandro walked along the docks, he overheard a conversation between two sailors. They spoke in hushed tones about a pirate ship that had been spotted nearby, a vessel that was said to be captained by a man who had once been a slave, but had risen to command his own destiny on the high seas. This tale ignited a spark in Isandro's heart, a flame that no amount of reality could extinguish. The next day, Isandro made a decision that would change the course of his life. He packed a small bag with his most cherished tools and a few belongings, leaving behind the workshop that had been both his haven and his cage. As he walked towards the docks, the first light of dawn painted the sky in shades of gold and crimson, heralding the birth of a new day. Isandro's heart raced as he approached a ship that was preparing to set sail. With a mixture of fear and excitement, he offered his services as a carpenter, telling the captain of his skills and his desire for adventure. The captain, a weathered man with eyes that seemed to hold the depth of the ocean, listened intently before nodding in agreement. As the ship left the harbor, Isandro stood at the stern, watching the town that had been his world fade into the distance. The sea, vast and mysterious, stretched before him, both a means of escape and a realm of unknown dangers. But in his heart, Isandro knew that the whispers of the wind and the call of the sea were voices he could no longer ignore. His journey into the unknown had just begun. A journey not just of distance and destination, but of the soul. For Isandro understood that true freedom lay not just in the places one traveled, but in the courage to pursue one's dreams and the strength to shape one's destiny.